It looks really good, Cammy.
Really?
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Where's the pores?
Really?
Like-
You can't see them? Because I have huge ones. If you get close, don't get too close.
No, I will, because you look great.
Yeah, it's like I have really big ones here. Like here. And then my nose, I struggle with like blackheads on my nose.
She looks fine, people.
Thank you. So do you.
I don't know how long this actually has.
It's been rolling.
Okay.
It's been rolling. They see me rolling.
They see me rolling.
Cammy!
Hi!
Hello.
I probably just killed the mic again.
No, you're fine. I hope my mic is on this time.
It's on. I see the green light.
Whoop whoop.
Yay! 2 episodes with your mic on.
2 episodes.
Derek's had his. We shoot on Mondays, and it's Derek's day off, and he's excited.
Yes,
He
and
is recharged, and I feel like I'm dying.
it's her Monday, so it's been a long ass day
actually
for her.
Monday.
Yeah.
It's not my Monday. It is Monday.
It is Monday, yeah.
That's okay. How was your day? How was your weekend? I haven't seen you.
I know it's been a minute.
I know. It's weird because I see you every day.
I know.
So when I don't see you for more than 2 days, I'm like, what's going on?
I feel the same way with you too. Like I feel like on like from Friday to like
Yeah.
Saturday, I don't see you Saturday.
Sometimes.
Sometimes you come down.
Sometimes I do go down and I see you. I'm like, hey, but you're working though, so it's not the same.
Yeah.
We can't like hang.
We can't hang out, but it's
Yeah.
okay. It's okay. Today we're hanging out.
Yay! Even though we're working. I don't know what this was, but yay! I think it's because I have my thumb in
Little
my
finger
sleeve.
though.
It makes me feel, like.
I'm a rocker chick.
Oh, God,
she
that's
says
so
she's a
cringe.
rocker chick.
Speaking of cringe. So last video,
Uh-huh.
remember we were talking about how cringy it was when we were doing that baby monster dance, and I was like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
deleted everything.
Yeah.
I might have found one tiny clip out of everything we filmed.
Yeah, let me delete that. I mean, I feel like it's bad because we're doing it, but it's probably like hot as for like
It's
other
bad
people to
because
see.
we're doing it, yes.
You know?
Yeah, if other people were doing it, it wouldn't be so bad.
No. I feel like we look good. I remembered. It was cute.
Yeah. Sometimes your memory makes you remember things better than they actually were. But yeah, your birthday's coming soon.
Oh my gosh. Let's not talk about it.
Why?
I'm turning 30.
That's okay.
It's
Flirty 30. What was it? It was flirty, 30, flirty, and thriving.
30 and flirty and thriving.
I guess. I should reframe my brain into
You
thinking
should.
like it's exciting. You're
Yeah.
entering your 30s, and it's true because when you're turning your 30, you're kind of basically like in your early 30s. So you're like you're like the youngest in your decade. if
He's
that
like,
makes
as long
sense.
as I'm the youngest,
You know what I
it's
mean?
fine.
That's all that matters to me.
I
really.
relate to that.
You know,
because I'm the
so-
youngest in this room.
She always does this. Cammy always does this.
We're like a year apart.
I know. I'm like
A year and some months because I'm 28.
Yeah, she's an old Gen Z and I'm a young millennial.
I'm pretty sure I'm like the last year for millennial, but I mean, that's fine.
That's fine.
That's fine.
But we're both like Gen Z by heart. So,
Hmm.
Brat Summer.
I'm sure you are.
Yeah, I feel the apples. Let's go. I feel the apples, something important. One thing about us is we love to shop. Like
Yes, we just like to shop different things.
we do. I love clothes too.
Yeah, we know that you love clothes. I like jewelry.
Yes, jewelry, like Rolexes.
I
like,
love skincare.
She loves skincare.
I'm
And not
obsessed with skincare.
yeah, not like the ordinary type shit. Like she likes like
I-
the
no.
Estee Lauder.
No, oh my god. That's one product that I have.
Glossier.
Oh, but they're so nice. And you're the one who took me to the freaking
That's
store.
true.
And then he was like, do you want to just check it out? I didn't even want to go
It's
in.
like, wow, 3 products, only $66. Wow.
If you think about it, it was a good deal. It wasn't that expensive. It wasn't that bad. It's $66 for 3. I
Insert
went
that
with
meme where the
3
girl's like
things.
doing the math. She's like,
That could have easily been like one serum $66.
That's true too.
You know, so I
Yeah.
feel like I got a pretty good deal.
Can you tell us and the audience how your skincare is and what's kind of your secret to amazing skin?
Yes, I have good genes.
Period.
I think that's it because I feel like both my parents' skin is really, well, my mom's skin's really nice. My dad's not so bad, but I know that he struggled, he says, really bad with acne growing up, and I've never really had pimples or anything.
Oh, wow.
I had 1 year. It was my sophomore year. I had an allergic reaction, so I had like a small breakout for like probably like 2 months. But other than that, I don't really get pimples
Aw,
or
I'm jelly. That's
zits or
amazing.
anything like that. Yeah. But ever since I was like, I've always been obsessed with like skincare products and like makeup. And my mom at one point, she used to like sell Mary Kay.
Wasn't it a jewelry line too?
I have no idea. But they like sold like skincare. I think they're still going on if I'm not mistaken. But like it was like skincare and makeup.
Yeah.
And so I would sneak into, like, I was like in middle school, high school, I would sneak into my mom's closet and like open like the big box of like Mary Kay products. And I would just take a bunch of stuff. And then, yeah, so
That's
ever
cute.
since I was little, I
Aw.
was always like doing like washing my face, putting on facial masks and everything. I've been
Mhm.
obsessed.
That's crazy.
Yeah, serums, everything.
I feel like my skincare, like how it began was because of my sister, because she really loves skincare and Korean skincare especially. So it
Oh,
really like brought me into that world.
yeah.
And I remember the longest time I was using like, do you guys remember the St. Ives
Yeah.
controversy? How it's like, oh, it's so
No.
bad for your skin because
No.
the St. Ives, is it St. Ives? It's the one where it's like the apricot scrub and you scrub your face and
Okay.
apparently it's actually like tearing your skin,
Oh,
especially if
really?
it's sensitive like
Oh, I still
mine.
use it.
Oh, it looks amazing. So that kind of debunked that.
Well, no, I
Mhm.
mean, it could be doing damage that I can't see. It's like microscopic. I had no idea.
But it looks flawless. So maybe, but I remembered like the longest time, my friends in Colorado, Rachel, she would be like, "Oh, it's so bad for your skin. Like you shouldn't use that. Here, try Ordinary." That's when Ordinary became so big.
Yeah.
And do you remember Skincare by Hiram?
No.
He's this like amazing YouTuber that like teaches like about skincare for like teenagers, especially with like
Oh,
acne and
nice.
stuff.
Yeah.
So I learned so much from him, but I was so overwhelmed with the skincare like world because there's so much, right?
It's a lot.
There's a cleanser, there's a toner, there's a serum, there's a niacinamide. Then you also have your moisturizers and your after like whatever, and then you have to do your makeup after that. So I was like so overwhelmed with everything.
Yeah.
So you know what I did?
What?
I use Irish Spring soap and I just rub that shit on. But you know what?
Remind me of one of my exes.
But you know why I did that though? Was because I love that feeling where it's like it was so clean. Like they stripped all the oil out.
You
It
like
felt
feeling dry.
yes. I
Okay.
loved it. Because I felt like
No.
all the oil from my skin is gone.
Yeah, it was.
That's great.
It was like taking everything out.
And I love it.
Oh, that's great.
No,
Well,
but I learned that
Okay.
your pH like balance has to even out, and it's not healthy to have extremely dry skin because you'll actually end up being more oily because your body needs to produce more, and then you can grow pimples and stuff.
So do you have oily skin then? Or is it dry?
I feel like it was oily in Colorado because of how dry it was over there. My skin had to compensate. But when I'm here in LA, it balanced out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I feel like my skin is combination now.
Okay, that's what I have.
Yeah.
I've never really had issues with my skin.
Period.
If I'm being honest. And
That's awesome,
I'm very
though.
thankful for that because
Yeah.
I feel like I would have not you know this, I struggled so much with my confidence. I feel like if I would have had like on top of everything, like issues with my skin, I already didn't like the way that I looked. I feel like that would have just been so much worse.
I feel like same here. I feel like back in high school, but I did have like pimples and I had like acne scars and I would always just like want to pop every single. It was just a whole journey. But
Do you watch the pimple popping videos?
No, I can see the hype though because when I do it myself, it's very satisfying for myself though. when I see other people,
It grosses you out.
it's overwhelming. I wouldn't say it grosses me out. I feel like it was just like it's a lot to handle. You know, I'm like, whoa, but that's not my face. So I'm like, whoa, that's intense. I wouldn't say it's gross though because I know what it is.
Yeah.
I guess if maybe some
Like when someone's like pupping and cutting.
yeah, if a worm pops out, that's when I get scared.
See, I wanted to be a dermatologist because I got really into like videos of like pimple popping and cutting and everything.
Yes,
and for like a while there,
stuff,
I was like, I want to be a derm. I switched my major for like a second, and I was like, I want to study biology. Because I want to be like, I was like in my head, I was like, how cool, just pop pimples all day. That's not all they do. That's not all they do. And I wasted 2 semesters.
Hey, you didn't waste them. You still learned a lot.
I did. I learned that I really like science.
I love that.
Turns out I'm a science nerd, and I love it.
Cammy is a STEM girly. I'll tell you guys that much. She is so smart. She's always on top of her stuff at work.
I am smart.
So yeah, we love a STEM girly.
Sometimes I don't know if I should say this. But sometimes I feel like I'm smarter than the average population.
No, listen, it's probably true. There's some moments where I get that too. Because I'm like, how do people not know? Can I go on a
common sense? Go for it.
Okay, so this thing just bothers me so much. It's because of the grammar usage errors in TikTok. But you'll see this all over Twitter and Facebook and everywhere. When people use your like Y-O-U-R, but they meant Y-O-U''re.
Like you are instead of
like you are, yeah. So they're like, you're amazing, but it's like Y-O-U-R. And I'm like, and I always comment Y-O, like asterisk Y-O-U''re every single time. That's probably me like 90 out of the 100 times that I'm like on TikTok scrolling and just seeing that. I don't even care about the content.
Correcting people.
Yeah. I don't care if I'm grammar police. I don't, because I think, and I truly firmly believe in the stance where people need to be educated for these very minor, minuscule things. Because if you're not learning it now, honey, you're never going to learn it anywhere, you know?
Yeah.
And I need to tell you guys off because it's just...
you feel strongly about this.
Yeah, because I just don't know why though. And I honestly start to think to myself, like, maybe this is like joke. Maybe like Gen Z, it's like an inside joke, like, oh, we're doing it on purpose.
I don't think it's even Gen Z. I feel like...
Do you feel my heart?
I feel the energy. He's like,
it's a lot.
It's serious. I don't think we can say it's like Gen Z personally. I feel like
they're really smart. So I don't know what's going on.
But I don't think it's... Listen, I see this a lot with millennials too, and even like the older people.
Yeah. The other generations.
The other generations.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's certain things that they don't know how to spell. And I'm like, maybe it's because I read a lot, you know, and like I'm always seeing how things are meant to be spelled out. But but seriously.
Yeah.
But one of my biggest pet peeves, like in dating, if I'm talking to this guy and he cannot spell things or he doesn't use like punctuation marks like correctly, I just get the ick and I no longer want to talk to them. I'm just like, because then I start noticing other things and I'm like, wow, like if I date you and like we become serious, I'd have to be like your mother. Like
I know.
I would have to like continue to raise you.
I don't know, can you? Let's say instead of man.
Oh my gosh, no, that like stresses me out. And
That's
I'm like,
fair.
There was this one guy and I was telling him, I was like, oh, I'm shopping. And he was like, oh, are you shopping for clothes? And he spelled it as cloth with an S at the end.
Oh, that would infuriate me.
And I was like, no, I'm not shopping for cloths. I'm shopping for clothes.
You know what's funny?
This is why I'm single.
I would sometimes misspell it with them. You know what I mean?
No.
Just for like humor's sake. Because I'm like, wow, this is so off, you know?
Yeah, no. I don't know. I feel like I'm really attracted. Here's the thing, you guys, okay? I feel like, and
Cammy.
This is like a recent thing because me, when I was younger, this was not something I cared about or looked for or worried about when it came to like relationships. Mm-hmm. Like all I looked at was like, is this person cute? You know, are they funny? Which I still look for funny people because I like being serious, but I don't think you can be serious all the time. Like I need someone who's gonna make me laugh. I just need that. But like, I just feel like before, that's all I cared about. It was like these super superficial things. super superficial things.
But it's true. It's very
Yeah.
super superficial. Yeah.
Yeah, but now I feel like I need someone that's smart. I love people that are intelligent. I'm like, money and your looks can go away
They can
because
go only
eventually,
so far.
yeah, no, but like eventually you're gonna grow older and you're not gonna look like you're in your 20s or your 30s or your 40s, even your 50s anymore. My parents are like 50, 60, in between that age range, and they look really good, but eventually that's not going to be the case. And even if you make a lot of money now, you never know what could happen in the future and all your money could go away. So it's like, then I'm going to be stuck with a person that I don't like, that I genuinely don't like their personality. And I have like, I don't want to baby anyone. Like, I don't want to have to push you, you
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
to become a better person. Like, I don't want to have to like push you to make changes in your
Yeah, because
life
they
or
should
to
do it.
pursue that
Yeah.
job or whatever. And then I also don't want to like, I like intelligent people. I don't want to be with someone that like it's not going to stimulate me mentally, that I can't learn anything from or have like intelligent conversations with. Like I just,
Yeah.
and I have no patience for anything other than that.
Period.
Because I just, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Because some people are like, oh, but you're just gonna die alone then because you're being too picky. But I'm like,
No. It's an independent woman that knows what she wants and
no,
have
but
boundaries.
not even
Period.
that. Like, but that just doesn't scare me. You know what I mean? Like, if that's what happens, then that's what happens.
That's powerful, actually. That's
And
something
I
that
don't know
maybe
why
I
I got
could
into
learn
that
too.
rant from that whole.
No, I love it. And I love to dwell more into it too, because I love that you said you're okay if it doesn't play out where you
Yeah.
find, that
Yeah.
guy.
I mean, I would love to get married one day and have children
Me
and all of
too.
that.
Mhm.
But what really does like terrify me is not being able to reach my goals.
Yeah.
Like the stuff that I'm like envisioning for my life, that's what terrifies me. And I think that scares my family because I think any parent wants their children to like have a family and to grow old with someone and to, they want to have grandkids and everything. But it's like for me, it's like I don't know, like even though I'm getting older and I have friends around me who are like, "Oh my god, I'm almost 30 and I need to find a husband." And,
Mhm.
it's like the dating pool is getting smaller and smaller. In my head, I'm like yeah, but also I cannot die without making my goals happen. Like
Exactly.
that's
Yeah.
terrifying to me. And I think that scares a lot of people around my life, like that are in my life, because I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a desire to be with someone. I just don't have the desire. It's just not as strong as other things. Like I feel like I've been single for like over 5 years, so I feel like I'm okay. Like I enjoy my own company and like it's fine, everything's good. So it's like that's not scary to me, the thought of being single
Yeah.
for who knows how many more
I
years.
totally get it. Like I've been single for almost just as long too. So, and it's actually so liberating because even during the pandemic or afterwards, I took time to reflect on myself,
Oh, I love that.
and it was really great. It was just moments where I know that it would be nice, right, to be able to have someone they can share these moments with. And when you're at the mall and you see people holding hands, and you can't help but to roll your eyes a little bit because you're like, I can't believe this is happening,
Yeah.
to me. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But I love how you say, your goals, that's kind of like the priority. Like that is something that if it's unfulfilled, then that's what scares you. I can definitely agree with that too. Like I think that's what I have to reprioritize, because that is a huge thing, that's a very important thing to have. But of course everyone's priorities are different.
Yeah, no.
Too.
For
But
sure.
you're right about that. For me, I don't know what I would do if I was not able to impact lives and also be able to like make people smile, and being able to like have a very successful podcast or a successful movie or film or anything that can be to the masses.
Yeah. And maybe I have family members, like I said, I have family members that are worried
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like there's this idea of what life is supposed to be and the steps that you need to take in life. And it's like, well, first you go to college and then you graduate, then you get married, you buy a house, you have children, and then, you grow old or whatever. And I feel like I worry certain people in my family because I'm not following that. But I always feel like I've always felt like it was so strange that there's only one way that we're all supposed to live when there's how many people on this planet, and you're telling me we all want and need or should want the exact same thing. Because I tried that. I was in a relationship for a while, and it was like it was getting serious and everything, and I tried that, but it's like looking back now, I'm like, I'm so happy that it didn't work out, because then I would have gotten stuck in that life, and I would have I wouldn't have figured out all these different dreams and goals of mine, and
Yeah.
healed my life and healed myself, beyond just like the breakup, just like all these things that were genuinely holding me back in life. And so now I feel like in the last 5 years, I feel like I've come alive again, and I found, again, I'm very spiritual, so like I have found something that like just drives my life and just gives me hope for my future, and it helps me feel at peace and everything. And maybe it is because we're young that we're not thinking about all these different things or
Yeah.
whatever, and I'm just thinking about following my dreams. But it's like, I don't know, like I feel like that's important, and I feel like some
Yeah.
people are going to say, oh, you're going to regret it when you're like 20, 30 years from now, and you miss the time to have children, or that one person, you let them get away. But it was like in my head, I'm just like, that's not
Oh.
that's that
Yeah.
it makes me I'm it makes me feel like I am a dog on a leash without gates. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know if that makes sense. Is that feeling of like I can see the whole world, but I have this fucking leash that doesn't let me go any further.
Yeah.
And I don't want to feel that way. I don't want to feel like the walls are like closing in. And I feel like I have found more freedom and more happiness, and I've felt more connected with myself and the people in my life since I have focused on following my dreams and following my goals.
Yeah, don't let anything restrict you from,
Yeah.
your true fullest potential and what you could
Yeah.
offer to the world,
Yeah. And then
And yeah.
I'm sure this happens to you too, because you're trying to be an actor, or you are an actor, and you're, doing that, which isn't easy. It doesn't
It's not.
happen overnight. And it's someone once told me that acting was like um a career of no's, because
It
you're going
is.
to hear a lot of no's until you get that one yes.
Yes, yeah.
And
And I usually I would tell you all the yeses, but
yeah.
all of the ones that I have pushed out is no's. So I don't think you know more about my acting career because a lot of them were just rejections.
But that's okay.
So that's why when you like notice like, oh, Derek doesn't vocalize much about his acting career, it's because it's just a lot of submissions and either no response back or they're moving forward with somebody else. But if there is one role that's like pretty good, I got an audition for, or I got a call back or something, I'll definitely let you know.
Yeah.
But so far, it's okay.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
But that's okay, because I from what I know, from what I hear, that's kind of what acting really is. You
It
have
really
to have
is.
thick skin, and you have to have that drive, because you're going to hear a lot of no's. But I'm sure that you also maybe notice, like when you talk about this goal that you're pursuing, the looks that people give, in particular family, because your dream is so out there, and there's people around you probably in your family don't have those dreams that are so big and so
yeah, you're right.
And so you get like, because I know I've noticed it when I officially shared with my family, I'm like, this is what I want to do with my life. And I've sort of told you guys in the last episode, but not really. Like, I have a lot of things that I want to do and that I'm working on pursuing and figuring out how to get there, because I'm figuring that out. But when I told people, it was like they want to make sure that you know that you're supported, but you can see the looks that they give each other, like,
Yeah, I
you know, or
totally
like
get
make
it.
sure that you also take care of like a real career,
They'll
you
always
know,
reference to that, and it's more so out of like this love, but at the same time, you
and
should also
fear that
and
you're gonna
fear.
fail.
Exactly, but it's like you should always support your kids,
Yeah,
regardless of what they do, or
yeah.
because it's what they're trying to find their happiness and seeking that thing that enriches them,
Hmm.
Um,
But I'm sure it's scary for parents. I've talked about this with my mom. My mom and I, we have a pretty close relationship now, and we're very open and we talk about a lot of things. And I'm very thankful for that.
mhm,
But one of the things is that she expressed was that, you know, she is also growing older, and she sees that, she feels it now more than you can't really see my mom's age. I don't think you can tell how old she is.
yeah,
And her spirit is so young too, but
mhm,
I guess she feels it, in her bones or whatever. And something that she said was that, she's still here to help me and my brother get back up, but it's the fear of what was going to happen to us when they're no longer here to help us get back up. Who's going to
mhm,
do that for us?
yeah,
So it's like, make sure that you have, a family so that you're not alone. Make sure that, like, you have a really successful career and something safe, because it's more so, in my opinion, it was more so helping them feel like, okay,
this sense
if
of
anything
relief,
were to happen to us, because
hmm
that's life,
right,
our kids are okay.
yeah,
But it's like, I get it, like, mentally I understand what you're saying, but I wouldn't be happy.
hmm yeah,
I wouldn't be happy.
yep,
So I feel like that's kind of where that's our parents could be
of
coming from, our
course,
family.
of course, and I think that that's just what parents do, is to be able to just want their kids the best. And even if we what they think is like blinded from what we believe in, and thinks that it's harmful, I don't think they understand also that it's not. It's truly us being able to challenge ourselves and to push ourselves like further and further, and kind of breaking that glass ceiling, like, look, like I made it,
Yes.
of course it's a fear for everybody, for all the parents out there. But I think there comes a time where you also realize that your kids are very smart people. They
Mm.
can reach like their potential and even further on. And I
Yeah.
think that believability, like I believe in my kid, I trust my kid. I think that also comes into play too.
Yes. But I
So
think we
yeah,
also need to realize that our parents are human,
you're
and
human
they
too.
are going through, you know, their own
Yeah, this is their first time too.
battles. Yeah, like you said in one of our episodes, it's
Yeah,
their first time being a parent.
yeah,
Um and so I think, yes, what you said is true,
yeah,
but I think it's a little bit harder um done than said, or it's
yeah.
easier said than done.
Yeah, because
um
I'm thinking about our kids in the future, like
yeah,
if we have our own kids and if they decide to do something that's not,
push
really
them and
out,
support them.
yeah, it's just we're gonna feel the same way.
Yeah,
It's by design,
but I think it's important to not repeat patterns
Mm-hmm.
with family. And
Yeah.
I literally just talked about this with my mom,
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
because as you know, I struggle with my mental health, or I've struggled majority of my life with my mental health from a very, very young age, since I was like 8 years old. Um, and I was talking to my mom, and we were discussing the fact that a lot of my mental health issues come from her side of the family. And I
Mm.
love her to pieces. This is not me shaming my mom,
No, not at all.
because she's also working on that. But we were discussing it, and she was like, make sure that, she was like, because I've noticed how much you have changed in the last few years, how much you have healed, how much more at peace you are, and how our relationship has also grown, because she's also doing her own inner work.
Mm-hmm.
So we're able to have these conversations now because we're both working on them. But she was like, make sure that, when you have kids, you don't pass these issues to them as well, like I did with you. Because, yeah, it I don't know, I just feel like whenever we have children, and again, easier said than done. Both of us were not parents, and we won't know how we're going to do things until we actually become parents, if we become parents. But it's like, for example, the supporting your kids thing, and like not saying, well, make sure you focus on your real job as well, and not just that. You
Mm-hmm.
know, if our kids decide one day, like, you know what, I'm going to do this, I don't know, this crazy dream, and they're going to pursue it, and that's really what's going to make them happy, I guess. Just kind of make sure that we're actually behind them and putting our fears to the side,
Yeah.
you know, to so they feel like they actually have the backup, you know,
Yeah, I
from the
totally get
family
it.
versus okay, yeah, you do
Yeah.
that, but what about this degree though?
I know.
You
They're gonna
know?
push that
Yeah.
direction of that
Yeah,
conversation.
yeah.
That's crazy to think about. You know, are you close to your mom and your dad like equally? Would you say pretty close or
I think I've always been a daddy's girl
okay?
growing up.
Yeah.
My dad spoiled me a lot. And he also
My mom
covered
did
up
for
for
me too. I'm a
me.
mama's boy, so
Really?
yeah.
Okay, my brother's a mama's boy, but they say it's like that.
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But when you were discussing about your dynamics with your parents and how, you know, career growth and everything like that, it kind of like brought up some things on my mind too
Yeah.
about how much we really know our parents, right? You know,
Mhm.
because when their mind and their psyche, what they're thinking is best for you, Cami, there's a reason and method to their madness, you know,
Yeah.
and it's all out of love. And I think we always get that foggy in the brain, like, oh, they're here to harm us or they're here in spite or whatever it is. But no, like they literally love you so much. They're telling you all these things. And that's why I love my family. And I feel like we're both very family oriented
Oh
people
yeah.
because of that. You know, my dad and I don't really have any relationship, but I was just thinking to myself, and I might start a trend, but you and me, we
Yeah.
should ask 10 questions to maybe your mom, just like random questions, and really get to know who they are.
Yeah.
Like the first one could be simple and innocent, like what's your favorite movie? Something you didn't
Mm.
even know. Into things like, what would you say your advice is to me? You know, as like I'm getting older, or what would you say to your 8-year-old self? Like things like that, we don't really ask our parents much because we're so caught up in like kind of what we're doing and what we're dealing with, and we're so far away from home.
Yeah.
I think those are really important questions to ask because those things will open up so much more about your family,
Mm-hmm.
and that actually will kind of change the narrative of how things always been.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because it opens up, I think sometimes as children, we forget that our parents, um, they're not just parents, they're people going through their
Yeah,
own thing. They've had a
truly.
whole life of experience.
Yeah.
And this is just with any person. People are who they are because of what they've lived through,
Yes.
what they have
100%.
seen, the bubble that they're in,
Yeah.
everything, right?
Yes.
And so I think same thing goes for parents. Your parents are, they react the way that they do, they think the way that they do because of everything that they have lived through. Now, I'm not saying that's right or wrong or healthy or not. Some people just have so much trauma and so much going on that even though they're parents, that label does not take away the fact that maybe they're not very good people,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
I understand that's something that goes on.
Yeah.
But yeah, when it comes to your parents, I think as children, we don't always think about our parents like their lives because we see them as like this, you know, almost godlike
Yeah.
thing, you know, because
Yeah.
that's what they have been for us since
Their
we were born.
parental guidance.
Yeah.
Yeah. We ask them for advice. We seek, any type of thing to make us feel better. They're the ones that put food on the table. So
Mm-hmm.
we view them as this higher power too,
Yeah.
but
To
also
obey
to
and to like, you
obey.
know, that's why as children we're so scared to like, at least I
Yeah.
was.
There's a
I was so
different, of course,
scared.
there's a
Yeah.
different power,
Yeah. It was like the hierarchy of the
It
house.
really was. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think what really helped me too with my relationship with my family, particularly my relationship with my mom, because like I said, we were not close,
Hmm.
did not have a relationship, was that it came to a point a few years ago where I realized that just because a parent is a parent, that does not make them anything. People might not like the, I don't know how to explain this, but like it doesn't make anything grand. Anybody can have sex and have children.
Yeah.
I think what makes you a parent is your actions and how you take care of, does that make sense?
Yes.
I'm not trying to put down parents
not at all
or anything like that, because I adore mine, but I feel like when I realized that my parents weren't these like godlike things, or bigger than,
it takes all the pressure from our parents too at the same time too, and it makes them more humanized.
That's when I started developing a friendship with my parents.
Same with my mom, because I understood where she's coming from.
Yes,
I understood the value of $1 because she has provided so much for me.
Yeah,
I understood like things don't come out like out of nowhere, like she worked hard to give me all these things. And then I look at my grocery receipt, I'm like, wow, I didn't have to worry about this amount. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you're like, wow, that's crazy. And I'm like, wow, thank you, Mom, because I was able to get anything I want at the grocery store. Like when we go to Walmart, I would just like put anything in the cart because she just wants me full, and she knows that I need to get my son whatever he wants to be full and full and happy. And I think that's why I value so much of my parents, because they really are so selfless. But when you don't even realize it is the thing for most parents, right? But at the same time, when you say putting on pedestal is so true too. When you humanize, you're able to get a further understanding of humanize.
That's the word I was looking for. Yeah.
When you start to realize like who they really are. And it's just so beautiful too, because you kind of grow this like different dynamic to them too. You still respect them and honor them, but at the same time, you also feel like you can just get to know them even further and love them. You get to know them
as people.
Yeah.
You get to know them not just as your parents. You get to know them as people, because I think, when I tell you growing up, my mom and I, we did not get along. We were always fighting, chasing each other around it was toxic. It was so bad. And I feel so bad because I put my mom through so much crap, and she was already going through her own crap, So it's I feel horrible about that. But it was like, we did not get along as mother and daughter, which is crazy. And it wasn't until I took her out of that pedestal where I like genuinely started to like her and her me. It was like when we started becoming friends. I can say my mom is my friend. Both my parents are my friends, but there's times like in the last few years where I've like told my friends, hey guys, like they invite me out, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't hang out. I'm hanging out with my parents.
Yeah.
Like me when I was 21, 22 or younger, that would have never happened.
Right.
But it's like, I want to hang out with them.
Yeah.
Like I want to go get that beer with my mom, and I want to. We had like this night in once, and my dad made us like pisco sours with passion fruit. Do you know what pisco sour is?
No.
So like Mexicans have tequila, Peruvians have pisco.
Okay.
And there's this drink that we have. It's called pisco sour, and it's you can make it with different things, but to me the original version kind of tastes like a lemonade. It's a little dangerous.
Ooh.
You love lemonade.
I love lemonade.
Yeah, it has like that sour lemony taste, and it's really good, but it's really strong, and it will hit you and you won't feel it until you stand up after you had like 10 and you're like, whoa, why can't I walk? But yeah, so my dad made some with like passion fruit, and it was so good. And we played like music from like the 70s, 80s, 90s, and the three of us just danced around the house. Aww. Drinking, laughing, and it was just like, wow. Like that would have never happened if I didn't actually take the time, one, to heal my childhood traumas, and two, like acknowledge the fact that my parents are human. They make mistakes. They did the best that they could, and I needed to like draw a line and move forward. And I feel like I was able to do that because I was able to kind of stop thinking of them as these like perfect, godlike beings. Yeah. Wow.
That was a lot. Yeah. But it's so true. I feel like I have so much to like talk to my dad about because I have not talked to him.
Okay.
So it's kind of weird. There's some
Little by
moments where
little.
little by little, like I would say happy Father's Day, happy birthday, and then he'll say his like thank you, my son.
Oh.
But it's just very like short and sweet. But it's like
My son. I don't know why that made my heart go tick, tick, tick,
oh
tick.
really?
I was like, oh.
Yeah, he said he really loves me. I think there is so
Of
much love
course.
there. It's just like hard to navigate when we're just so different, like I've spoken to you about, you know. I think that there's like a divide because not just about generation trauma and stuff, but also we haven't really talked in so long. So
It's never too late
it's
to start.
it is never too late to start. It's going to be uncomfortable, but I think it'll make it easy if we do the things I mentioned, the 10 questions.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, you know, you play the game 20 questions, right?
Yeah, of course.
And it's like you know, and then you figure out what it is or anything. But it's kind of nice, like ask 20 questions and figure out who he is. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
I think there's actually like a real game like that.
yeah,
Where you
and
can talk to your parent. It's like for families.
yeah. There's also another good one called "We're Not Really Strangers," which
Ooh,
is
I
really
like
great
that.
because there's some heavy topics. I wanted this podcast to be "We're Not Really Strangers" originally because
Same. That's why we called it Mercury in Retrograde.
yeah, and I think it's so true. You know, we're all kind of just going through the same motions, of course, in different areas and different struggles and different upbringings, but the feeling's the same.
Yeah.
You know, all human emotions
Yeah.
are all the same, just what triggers it, you know?
Mhm.
And I don't know, it'll be kind of cool and interesting. Maybe you can ask your parents some questions that you never even knew about. Like,
Yeah, I know for sure.
that'd be kind of cool. And we can discuss them more
Yeah.
next time.
I feel like that would be a really good thing to do, like asking those questions or playing those games with like literal strangers that are in essence nothing like you, just to see how much you
Yeah.
guys have in common. Because I feel like as a society,
Yeah.
we have our differences, don't get me wrong. And maybe I'm biased because I've always grown up with like a mixture of different cultures and races around me and religions around me and friendships and just within my family.
Mhm.
But I genuinely do think that there's power in diversity.
Mhm.
And I think we have, all of us, even though we have differences, we have so much more in common
We really do.
than we realize.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's just about getting to know the other person. There's this quote that I forget where I heard it or where I read it or where I got it from, but it was like years ago, where it was like something along the lines of, it's impossible to hate someone that you know, and if you hate someone, you don't know them well enough.
Period. Yeah.
You know?
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
And that
It's so
like
true.
has stuck with me for, I mean, I'm telling you, I was probably like in elementary school when I first
Mhm.
heard it. And that really stuck with me. And so whenever I find myself like I don't get along with everyone, I have a very like strong
Yeah.
personality that can put off some people. And I have a lot of strong ideas about
Yeah.
different things. And so
Yeah.
I know that not everyone gets along with me and I don't get along with everyone.
Right.
But I also have a really big heart. And again, because I'm very spiritual, whenever I find myself really disliking someone, it's like I have to put myself in their shoes.
Yes.
What could have happened in the past that made them react that way?
Yeah.
Or give me that look, or, call, like, just any, like, just
Really
all of that.
reflecting
Just
on-
reflect that from
yeah,
their point of view.
yeah.
Just really getting in their shoes.
Yeah.
And I feel like that has been huge for me in all my friendships and all my relationships and all my interactions, because it's made me more empathetic. I'm really able to connect with people. And so now I feel like even if I don't like you, I feel for you. Like, I feel for your situation. I don't want bad things to happen to you.
Mm-hmm.
And
because nobody's really ill intent. You know, no one's trying to be malicious, because they're just trying to navigate in this world too. You know, they're not understanding why we don't get along with them either. It's both ways. And I think what's beautiful too is I have a friend that is very different from all of my friends.
Okay.
All of my friends and I are in sync. We have a same. There's something that's synchronicity to it. Like, we bounce each other off with humor, or like, oh my gosh, we have so many things in common, or it flows easily.
Yeah.
I have another friend that I just met. that was very conflicting, were very polar opposites with me. But it still works. And I think it works because I start to realize how they work, how they operate, how they run things. And it's beautiful almost because I never thought that I'm able to open my mind into a space that's so uncomfortable for me. And once you have that breakthrough of a person, you start to realize how human they are.
Yeah.
And how they just really want the best. And then if they still think of you as a friend and you still think of them as a friend, that's where that true friendship is. And it's very, I think, very special because you're seeing past of all these things that you completely disagree or you completely will not really think of it that way. And then you're like, wow, maybe there is that little thing that you're still holding on to, that humanity of it all. And I think that's kind of cool, you know?
I agree.
Now, I won't say that goes in regard to all people, but I will say if they're willing to put the effort to be a friend and they really want your friendship and you feel the same way, even amidst of all of that, that's something very special there, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
I've met this person and he's awesome because he actually made me kind of realize you don't always have to, sometimes friendships always may start off really rocky and it may just build from there.
Yeah.
Never had a rocky friendship in the beginning, ever.
Really?
It was always like easy to click if it was a friendship. Because if it was rocky, I would never want to be their friend. It's like, oh, it didn't work out.
Because it makes you uncomfortable.
Makes you uncomfortable,
but
exactly.
Being uncomfortable is not always a bad thing.
I realize that.
I feel like it sometimes when you're uncomfortable, it's for the most part, not always. There's certain situations as a woman, I know that they're uncomfortable because it's uncomfortable. They're wrong. And it's just like, no. But also, there's certain situations that I've been in where I have been uncomfortable.
Different opinions.
Yes. Where it's like, okay, like I could either run or I could just stay here, be calm, relax. And then I always find that I grow from those situations. Yeah. I might not agree with them still. I might not want to hang out with them anymore, you know, but I feel like there was growth done internally. And it's going, like I said, I always feel like everything happens for a reason. If I'm put in a certain situation, I've been put in situations, I feel like all of that has helped me become who I am now. So like if anything were to happen now, I feel like it's because it's for a reason. Like something is going to happen or I'm going to be in another situation where I'm going to know how to manage it because I learned or I got this skill. I developed this skill because of that uncomfortable situation I was put in. Yeah. Because sometimes I feel like being uncomfortable helps you grow.
It really does. It helps you grow.
Yeah.
And whether we like it or not.
If you're always comfortable, you're always going to stay in your bubble and that's not a place where you want to stay.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, we have to push ourselves the envelope to really be able to open our minds, because if you are so close-minded to what you believe in, you're no better than those people that are kind of like conflicting and they're always like bashing on the other side. Like the other side has their own fight that they.
And you don't have to agree.
You don't have to agree.
That's the thing too. I feel like knowing where someone comes from or why they're thinking a certain way does not, like, understanding that person does not mean that you agree.
Agree to disagree.
Yeah.
Know? Like there was this TikTok that was so cute. It was like them singing at the same time. I'll send it to you. Where like they hold each other's hands and they're like they say both at the same time. You're right. No, you're wrong. I'm right. This is not that deep.
You're wrong. And I'm right.
Oh. Period.
I'm kidding.
And that's the tea.
And that's that.
All right, then thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Yeah. Where I taught you how you're wrong and I am correct always.
But it was cute. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. So it's just like they're both wrong, they're both right in their own merits, and that's that. It really is.
Yeah, I don't like to argue with people. I feel like there's no point in arguing.
There's no point because every point that people believe in or whatever it may be is valid in their own world, their own reality.
And that's fine.
That's fine. That's fine.
That's fine. I just don't have the energy.
Exactly.
I'll do what I believe is right, and that's that.
And that's that.
But I also, whenever I get into arguments and things like that, I get uncomfortable and I start laughing. That is my automatic default is to laugh. Like growing up,
That's very healthy too, actually. I think
Is
so.
it?
I think so because
it used to get me in trouble. It used to get my butt whooped because of it. Because my mom would like, I was always in trouble as a kid. I was not a bad kid. I was just rebellious and a little mischievous,
okay,
you know?
yeah,
And my mom, like, she would always like, obviously she would have to reprimand me and she would talk to me. And because I was getting in trouble, I was nervous or uncomfortable, I would start laughing and she would get so pissed off, which would just make it worse. But I'm like that in all situations. Like anything that's too serious or uncomfortable, I have to laugh.
oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I think it's the reason I say it's healthy and it's fine is because I feel like, would you say that the laughing is more so like
It's a reaction.
it's a reaction, just kind of like,
Yeah, I'm
you
not
know,
like taunting you or anything.
no, it's just like a
I've laughed in some seriously inappropriate situations. Like
oh really, oh,
inappropriate situations.
but I think it's, yeah, it's just, it's almost like it's a nervous,
Yeah.
that's right.
It is a nervous thing. But it's
But
also I find the humor in a lot of weird situations.
you know what though, I can see where you're coming from with that because it's so awkward or it's so weird that it's
Yes.
almost hilarious how crazy it is, right?
Yes.
Which I think is kind of like, it makes sense actually, because when my teacher yells at me, literally, like you can hear a pin drop, I would laugh so hard because I was like, wow, that was insane. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck just happened, guys?
Yes.
You know, or like,
I'm
let me
like,
tell you.
I always think like if we were being recorded right now, like let's say something awkward just happened or uncomfortable just happened, I'm like, if we were being recorded right now, like people would find this funny. Like I know this is
Exactly.
wrong to think that, but like that's just where my mind goes. Like
No, I have some instances where I laughed at really inappropriate areas and situations, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, for example, wait, should I do that? Oh no, shit.
Is it about death?
Maybe.
No. Because I've laughed.
Me too.
I had to
You know
excuse
why, though?
myself out of
You
the
know-
room.
Me too. Because it was so weird. Because it's just so, it was so sad.
Let's laugh for the sake of it. No, oh my god, my parents know
It
this,
was
and
so
we
sad.
collect. Is my mascara running?
No, you're fine.
Okay, like my parents know this because they were there, but
Alright.
we went to Peru a few years back.
Uh-huh.
More than a few years back. I keep thinking I'm 25 and I'm not. It was like my early 20s. We went to Peru, and we were supposed to be on vacation. Our third day there, my great grandmother passes away.
Mm. It was my great grandmother too.
No, did you laugh at like her funeral?
It was me and my sister. I feel so bad.
No,
like,
but I feel like
I'm sure our great grandmothers will want us to be happy.
this is so bad. I just snorted all like on the thing.
Just contemplate if you want to put this on here or not.
I'm putting it on there because I know it's not going to offend my family, and that's
Yeah,
really who I
yeah.
care about. Because
Yeah.
we've talked about this and we've all laughed about it.
So, they all laughed.
No, I was the
Oh.
only one that laughed, but like
Oh.
they thought the situation because they know me and I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah.
They knew that like they're not offended.
Yeah.
But basically my great grandmother, she passed away. It was like 98, 99.
My great grandma was 94, so yeah.
She was healthy. Like apparently she was like having like she was having lunch and she just kind of right there. Like it was
Wow.
just that was that. So we get this call because we were on our way to some touristy area in Peru, and
Mhm.
they're like, "Oh, you guys need to turn around because our great grandmother just passed away."
Mhm.
So we go back, and like the whole family's coming and everything, and they had laid her down on the bed. And there's 2 instances that night that I laughed. The first 3 actually.
Oh my
The
gosh.
first one was because they were like, "Hey, can you help us like?" do her nails and everything because she was going to have a lot of family over,
Yeah.
obviously, and she always said that she wanted to look presentable, so I was doing her nails. And can I hold my hand? I felt her hand twitch. And so I remember I was like, I just stopped and I looked at her chest and I could see her chest like moving. And so did my mom. And I said, oh my God, this lady is gonna wake up from her nap and she's gonna see the whole family just laying, like standing over her. And the thought of that just made me bust out laughing. I just laughed so hard. And then
That's a very like fair reason though. Yeah.
she was like, she had actually died. She said her lungs were still working and her body was still twitching. It
Yeah,
was like,
I heard that, you know, there's a little short fleet of energy
yeah.
before you die. And it's like all your energy. It's almost like they sometimes walk. Like it's very like very active.
Yeah.
Very active,
She was like, her fingers were twitching, and I was holding her. I was doing her nails. Okay.
Very powerful experience too. I'll tell you more about it later.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, but then
Yeah.
this is, so they're like, oh no, she's actually like, my aunt, she's a doctor, so she was like, no, she's passed, whatever. So an hour or so later, the whole family is there, and they're like, she's in the middle, like on the bed, and everyone's like around her, and they start praying. Now, we're Catholic. I'm not Catholic. I would say I'm like a Buddhist, whatever. It's not part of the story, but like,
no, but I know what you mean. Okay.
yeah, but like, they all started praying, but it was like the same one prayer on repeat. So it sounded like a chant, you know? It sounded like a freaking chant.
No, yeah, I know what you mean, because like I'll tell you my story too. We would walk in circles, and literally, right on the opposite side of the circle, we're walking around is my sister. I'm literally looking at my sister like,
I lost it when I looked at my brother.
and my sister looks at me like,
it was so bad. And I felt horrible, and that made me laugh even more because I felt so guilty that I was laughing. I was like, all these people. I mean, it was like 20 people in the room just praying over her.
I know.
But it was just this one prayer.
Right.
You know? And it was like, and at first I was like, I went along with it because I knew the prayer, so I was like doing it. But then by like the 5th, 6th time, I remember I just looked up and everyone just kept going. I was like, man, when is this shit gonna stop?
I'm like, okay.
I was like, wow, okay, so how many more of these like Holy Marys or whatever it was that you were doing do we have to keep doing? Yeah. And it just wouldn't stop. And so like I'm telling you, they were probably praying for like 5, 6, 7 minutes, the same prayer. And I was holding it in me. I was like praying, but my voice started shaking because I was like about to just let my laugh like just out. Yeah. And my mom looked at me and she goes, get out. I was like, okay. And then she comes behind me, and then we both knows, you know, yeah, because my mom also laughs when she's uncomfortable. Oh yeah. And apparently she's laughed at like certain people's funerals before because of that same situation. Oh yeah. So she comes out, and then we both just kind of giggle to ourselves, and then we had like my other cousin who apparently had also giggled, and he had like excuse the topic himself. That we're talking about is just how did we get here?
No, but I love it though. I love it.
But yeah, so
wow,
I can't believe y'all walked in a circle.
No, we walked in a circle. Huh?
Did you talk?
No, that's why it makes it funny. We're just walking in circles, and we're like,
that's so funny. I don't know how we ended up talking about that.
No, I have no idea. But that's so funny that you said that because I was like, I totally know what you mean.
Yeah. Well,
on that
note. Don't judge us too hard, okay?
Don't judge us. I mean, we've all laughed before.
And in wrong situations.
I'm talking to you, Victor.
You know, but that is a thing. Some people really do laugh at like funerals and things like that. But it's not out of like malice.
It's not malice or anything like that. Of course
because obviously I was not happy. Like I cried and everything. Like I felt.
You felt it. It was so strong.
I felt it. That was my great grandmother. Yes. I was so upset that she passed. I really was, but I couldn't stop laughing.
Like right now. See, like this. Like I can't. Like I just cannot. No, but
I'm so glad that we're the same.
We're the same.
That's so crazy. I still can't believe it because you're a Leo.
Yeah, there's some really darkness in there too.
Well, I'm a Scorpio, you know.
Yeah, it's like by default.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, I love you though.
It's okay. I don't mind that.
No, but period, you know.
I don't mind that. I feel like I'm a being of light anyway.
She is. Cammy really is a being of light.
Oh.
No, you truly are. That's why like
talk more about me.
No, but it's true. She teaches me so much. Like she teaches me like how to be like a good person.
He genuinely says that he feels like I'm his like older sister. I give older sister vibes, which is crazy.
In some sense, yeah. Yeah, it's true. Because one thing I learned from her, from Cami, from the day that I knew her, is to like be more empathetic, and be more indifferent in situations, because it's so true. Like, last thing I want to do is like have people hear like people talk bad about me, or like feeling strongly opinions about me. So I always feel like, you know what, no one really needs to be strong about one or the other. Like, just know that they're just being human beings, they're just doing their day-to-day stuff, and we're just going along for the ride. If you really feel something strongly about it, put it on the podcast.
I didn't teach him that last part.
No,
That's
no.
all him. He's adding to
No,
whatever
just
I
like,
told him.
no, just the last part, yeah.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but it's true, and I think there's so much more that you can get out of it from understanding what other people are going through.
Yeah. Even if you don't agree.
Even if you don't
Because
agree.
trust me, I don't agree with some people.
And you don't have to be around those people then. You know what I mean?
No.
That's the thing.
But see, I protect my peace, and I feel like that's kind of what I
Me
tell
too.
everyone else.
Protect your
your
peace.
peace. Like, this person, I don't know, if this person chews with their mouth open, does that really like affect you? You could just walk away. Like, does that really affect you? Like, does that really change like the outcome of your life?
Exactly,
if you
yeah.
like ignore it, or don't say or don't correct people because they're using the wrong grammar, randomly online.
Yeah. And even so, right? Even if it's something that you strongly believe in, you can still vocalize it and hoping that they can change, but sometimes they won't.
Sometimes I feel like it's better to just act out just really embrace and be and become and act like your philosophy,
Like a philosopher, or
like act just genuinely like
follow your philosophy.
Yeah. Rather than just screaming at people's faces to also do what you believe is right. I feel like if you just, I don't know, I feel like actions can be contagious, and if
I mean, look at me, like, because I feel like you definitely have this like effortless grace that you carry that I kind of emulate.
I love that, but I feel like
It's true.
the Scorpio in me is happy.
Yes,
You're talking good
I
about
know.
me.
I'm not like other Leos. I sound like
She's
a pick
not
me
like
right
other
now.
girls.
No, but yeah, not to sound like a pick me, but it's just true. Like, I feel like, and that's what I am working on too. And I feel like I've actually come so far from it too, like, because I've never, even before you knew me.
I'm not laughing at you.
No, you're good. But even like early stages, I feel like.
No.
I don't know why I'm laughing too.
No, it's because I see someone. There's people at the pool, and like the lights hitting, and it's and they look like the abominable snowman reflected. On them. So gracious of me.
I love it. Oh, it's Bigfoot.
Yeah.
There's a Yeti.
Yeah, but that's what it looked like reflected on like the whole wall.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway.
No, but I was just saying, you got this, girl.
Thank you. So do you.
Thank you.
So do you. I think you're a really good person. I tell you this all the time.
Thanks,
because I feel like Derek and his in the situations that he has been in, I don't think he realizes that him being himself without offering anything to anybody else is enough, and that you are a good person, that you are a good friend, and that you don't have to buy people's friendship or give something in order to like keep people to like stay. I feel like you are enough as you are.
Thank you.
And I feel like you don't know that enough.
Thanks,
yeah
Kimmy.
That's why I'm always telling you, I'm like, you're awesome.
Yeah, that's so sweet. When you messaged me, you're awesome, I was so happy because I felt that you felt something in here for me. And I think that means so much because you actually took the time to really thought that. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, I hope so.
Yes.
Because a lot of people won't think that in that regard. Like, I always do that too. And like, I'm thinking, oh wow, like Kimmy's migraines must be so frustrating right now for her to go to work. So I'm like, I start to worry, and I'm sort of like, that really sucks. Like, that's just gonna be your whole day. That's frustrating. So I'm like, I feel you, girl. I'm sorry. So
Yeah, but no, I think
look out
you're a
each
really
other.
good person. I think you deserve a lot of really good things.
Likewise, Cammy.
Thank you. No,
Mhm.
but yeah, I'm happy that the universe, God, whoever,
Mhm.
whatever it is that you want to call that energy, um, brought us into
I like it too. I really do. I feel
the
like we're
same
both
situation.
similar but so different, and I love that
Yeah.
about us.
Yeah,
I
I
feel
feel
like
like
it
we're a good balance. And I love
really
that
good
because you're like
balance.
the first person, I'm sure being here in California, you meet a lot of people, but you're the first person that I have met where I can openly share my dreams and my vision for my life and my goals,
Oh, Cammy.
who is like, okay, yes, girl. I know because I'm doing the same thing, you know.
Mhm.
So it's nice.
We're hyping each other up, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
So
We hype each other up all the time. Yay! Well, we
on that
talked a
note,
lot.
we talked a lot.
I love how we changed the name of our channel so it could be more lighthearted, and then we end up talking about
Should we change it back to Mercury in Retrograde?
another rebrand. No, I like talking nonsense.
I like it. It's
because
just it
I
takes
think
away
that's
all the
exactly
pressure.
what we did. We
Yeah.
started talking about tattoos, and then we ended up talking about like dead great grandmas
Yeah, and how
and
we
laughing.
at the situation.
We're amazing people,
We're amazing people. We're
you know,
amazing
and
people.
humble too.
1,000%. And we laugh at funerals.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it for today.
I think that's
I feel like
it.
my phone can't take much longer.
Yeah. Yeah. It was so great.
Yeah, I
For you
hope
to
you
join
guys
us.
enjoyed it. Yeah, and please like and subscribe and comment and share. If you are also like the type of person to laugh, or if we say something that like resonates with you, please comment so that we know that we're not alone.
And please.
That we're
because
not like
I
just
don't
the two
know, it's
random
just-
people that feel a certain way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope that you guys have a wonderful week and that all of your dreams come true. And yeah. Bye. I'm keeping that baka forever.
Oh my gosh. Don't.
Why did the chicken cross the road?
Why?
Because
Are in heaven that we can reach. If we're trying, so we're breaking free.
Oh, you went low there, sir. Ah!